Good morning and welcome to PSJA Java Chat, your morning chat with your favorite PSJA ISD Instructional Technology Integration Specialist, where we discuss EdTech tools and trends with invited guests and, of course, our morning coffee. Welcome to PSJA Java Chat Season 3, Episode 1. In this episode, we highlight Salvador Ocanas, a technology innovator and science teacher at Trevino Elementary. He discusses how he effectively integrates various technology tools such as Magic School and Google Classroom into his lessons to enhance student learning and engagement.
Welcome everybody to our first Java Chat for this school year. Today we have with us Salvador Ocanas from Trevino Elementary. He's a science teacher there, and he's our technology innovator for elementary for October. So welcome, Salvador. And let's just get it started off by you sharing a little bit about your background and how you became an innovator in education.
Hello, good morning. Like you said, my name is Salvador Ocanas. Well, I've been working with the district around 10 years, several different positions. I've been teaching for close to 5 years, to middle school, and this is my third year going into elementary. I started with technology just because it makes my life way easier, way easier now. All the new tools that we have, AI, Magic School, Eduate, like it just makes teaching so much easier. Like I don't have to go and let me go look for a lesson plan. I can just sit down and start creating from my computer. So that was the main reason why I've been using technology, is just to make my teaching a little bit easier. It gives me more time to teach instead of preparing. Right? So it just makes it a lot easier for me.
Awesome.
I like that, and others hopefully will hear that from you and see that it does like shorten up some of your tasks that you have to do.
Yeah, I like it. And that's what technology should do. It should make your life easier. It should be your assistant. That's what we consider it. We use AI every night, daily, if not hourly, if not every second. But expanding on that, what are some exciting technology tools that you've implemented in your classroom? Like, can you expand a little bit? I know that you mentioned Magic School and you mentioned AI, but what exactly and how?
Well, it depends on what I'm using it for. If I'm going to be creating worksheets, lesson plans, science labs, I like to use Magic School, right? Because it's just a matter of putting the T, giving some background information. It gives you a bunch of ideas, right? I also use Eduate, and of course Google Classroom, right? Google Classroom, that's where I put everything together, and then from there I start piecing it all together. So I use Google Classroom as my teaching platform. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if I'm going to be working with the students, we use Canva, which is Flip now. Kahoot.
It doesn't exist anymore.
I know, yeah, and that was awesome. That was really good. Like that was a really good tool. But yeah, mostly it depends on what I'm doing. If I'm working with the students, I like for them to use Canva. They like to use Google Slides. So I've been teaching them little by little how to use it, especially with the PBLs now. Yeah, they're masters in how to use the tools. But yeah, it depends. Yeah, it depends on what I'm doing. If it's gonna be something gaming, I like to use Kahoot, GameKit, BlueKit. It depends, right? WordWall. So different gaming platforms as well.
So you have a plethora of tools at your disposal that you know how to use. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. Well, it's because you cannot. Let's say gaming, right? You cannot do BlueKit every single day because they'll start getting distracted. They'll be bored about it. They'll be like, nah. So you have to use something different every day. Oh, at least that's how I feel, right? If you spend too much time in one platform, you'll get bored, to be honest.
It's true. Thank you for sharing. I think that was very enlightening for us.
So thinking about all those, platforms and tools that you're using, how do you integrate that technology in your lesson so that it ensures that it enhances the learning rather than like distracting from it? Because sometimes, technology can be distracting as well.
Yeah. Well, first, like I said, I use different several platforms, but I try to consolidate with one, right? I usually use Nearpod. Nearpod or Paradigm. Nearpod, it's been my go-to just because you can add videos, you can add links, you can pretty much teach from there, right? A way to keep it down is just training for them, making sure that they're not using. We used to have land school, so I have something similar to that where once they log into my lesson, I can see their screen. So I can see if they are coming out or if they are inactive, and I'll just call them out right away, right? Because it's very easy just to have a web page open, especially if they're wearing headphones, they're probably listening to something else. But it's just a matter of keeping them in we have to stay in charge, right? Just go walk around, make sure that everyone's in the same page as we are, and of course asking questions about whatever we're doing. Hey, just keep them engaged. That's the main reason or the main way to keep them engaged, so they don't go all over the place.
So with technology, there's still classroom management. You can't just like let it free. Just before technology, we always have had classroom management, and that's what it sounds like what you're kind of saying. You still have to monitor.
It is a blend of traditional and digital methods, right? It's traditional and digital. We still have the paper and pen going on, but still the digital platform going on as well. So it's a mix of both of them. That's what's been helping me a lot. Just the mix of the traditional and the digital content.
Nice.
I love it. I really, really like it. You actually did mention PBLs and how your students are able to run away with creating canvas and slides for the PBLs. I'm like, talk to us about those projects and how has technology made those PBLs successful to engage your students?
Well, like right now we're working on severe weather, right? That's the science PBL for this 6 weeks. We have to create a PSA, of course, Canva. Amazing. You go grab your picture, whatever you're going to use, start adding letters and stuff. Sometimes it is, once you introduce the platform, they're a little hesitant and they're confused, but just with a little bit of training, they're able to get pretty good things done. Like right now, they all have created their PSA. They have on weather, on storms, how to be safe. Kids, they have created safety kits for the same PBL. So it makes it a lot easier for them, right?
Do they have to present those?
They have to present it. Yeah, they're going to have to present it. So we go by teams. It was like 4 per group. And each one of them, they have a designated activity, right? One of them is creating the PSA. The other one's creating the kit. One of them is working on the slides, if adding videos, removing videos, adding pictures, removing backgrounds. In the beginning, it was hard, the first 6 weeks. But by now, it's like they're just working on it. Like it's very, very little questions that they ask, or they just need very, very redirection, right? Because they already know how to do it.
I want to see those. That's so cool. Like, did they present it in front of someone?
Yeah, well, every 6 weeks, we present in the cafeteria to third, fourth, and 5th, right? Each one of them, they create their Google Slides. Now they know how to create a QR code that you put it in we also create the trifold, right? And then you just put the QR code and stuff, stays outside. If you scan it, it takes you straight to the Google Slide presentation, right? Some of them, they've been wanting to use Nearpod for their presentation because they like the way it is. And they can add gaming, they can add videos, right? So they're interested just because, like they said, it's just a lot easier than come up with it by yourself, right? But yeah, we do presentations. Every 6 weeks, we have to present.
Wow, that's very amazing, and I really like that that they're going to be presenting. They present to the other 2 grade levels and the other classes.
Yes, correct.
Wow, that's so cool.
I like that. And I like how you're having them use so much of the technology to create their projects.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you address, because I know there's a lot of like different levels that students have of their knowledge and their proficiency of using that technology. How do you address that in the classroom if you have like a novice that doesn't really know how to use the platform?
Well, to be honest, nowadays it's a lot easier because, I mean, sometimes they teach me how to do something. Like I think we were using, I think it was Canva. And they were asking me, sir, how do you do this? I'm like, hold on, give me a minute. And I started looking, and then another student's like, oh no, you just do it like this, sir. Just go here, go to file, add this, add click. I'm, oh, okay, well, thank you. So it's I like to research the platform before we use it, just so I can have answers for them. But nowadays, these students, they're very, very smart when it comes to technology. So they really don't need a lot redirection. Most platforms, they use the same concept. So they're good. Like if in case they need something, we'll just research. We'll just research that part, and that's something that they already know. If you have a question, ask your partner. If your partner does not know, use Google. Right? That's what it is for. I think that now where education is going is we have to teach them more like how to research in the computer than learning the concept, right? Because it used to be like, oh, you have to memorize this, memorize that. Now it's just like, let me check on my cell phone or let me ask Google.
Also creating, I think it's turned into creating and evaluating a lot more than just understanding and memorizing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like technology is more like a tool, like for the future. Of course, like AI has made everything way easier, way easier, and I don't think it's going anywhere. So better learn it than get stuck.
And teach them how to do it the right way, how to look, and how to know if it's trustworthy, and all that kind of good stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. So now, kind of you mentioned a little bit of this already, and how students are able to collaborate well with technology, especially because you're putting them in groups in the PBLs, and how you've taught them to foster that creativity. But in your belief structure, what do you think, what role does technology should play when doing that, when fostering that creativity, when fostering that collaboration among your students? What is the role that technology should play?
The main part, accessibility to tools, accessibility to information. It's just amazing. I mean, that's because I grew up with no technology. Like we're in that level where we were like going to the library, finding information, writing it down. It used to be like it was a typewriter. I remember some of my first work that I was in a typewriter. So now it's like a lot easier. Like this just accessibility to all the tools, accessibility to AI, like it just makes it a lot easier. And sometimes I tell them, like, guys, you don't know how easy it's for you guys now. Because for us, or for me at least, it was like...
You sound like our grandpa.
Yeah. It was like, oh, Mom, you have to take me to the library. And now it's just there, like at your fingertips, like you need something, go and use it, right away.
The access of information is so easy now, and it's at everyone's fingertips. And what Debbie was saying, it's important how to use technology correctly, because we don't want them to get incorrect information or dangerous information or something that is going to hinder them, which is great. But yeah, I love your response about accessibility, because all of our students are at different levels as well. And the usage of technology is going to allow them to be at their level, at their skill, and utilize it and be part of a team and be part of a group and be at the same with the other students. So to me, that was like the perfect answer. I was like,
and they just need a little guidance, because sometimes, like you said, like they just need a little guidance and training on the correct website, where to get your information from, like if it's .org or .net, like it depends. You have to teach them a little bit of where to get the information, right? How to source your information. Like you can't just go and read whatever's in Wikipedia, because anyone can work with Wikipedia, So yeah, you have to teach them where to go, how to find out, where to find the right information, right? Other than that, they're good. Like I said,
they're not afraid to explore.
Yes. Yeah.
So I know you use a lot of technology with your students, which is amazing and awesome. We love seeing that. What challenges have you faced, if any, when you're introducing like a new technology to them? And like, how would you overcome that if there has been any challenges?
Well, like I said, I like to research the platform first. Usually I go in as a teacher, right, create everything, and then I log in, or I have my wife, my kids log in, just so they can see my work, like, okay, tell me what is it that you don't like. Is there something that maybe I should change? Are the slides all over the place? Like I like to research the platform before I introduce it. Like I said, that way I can have answers for them in case they have questions. But so far, I don't think we have had anything that, of course, the first couple of times we log in, it's like, okay, we're all learning together, right? We're all learning together. And as I go, I'm learning with them. But so far, we haven't had any problems like they don't know how to use a platform. Because like I said, most of them, they're very similar, right? Like Pear Deck, Nearpod, they're all very similar. Wordwall is very similar. The gaming platforms, they're all very similar. Answer questions, get points. So I feel like right now, they're all good with the platforms, right? Like, and it's just gonna get better for them, right? Because they grew up with their iPads, with their computers. I think it's harder for us that we're adults to learn the platforms now than it's for them, right? But yeah, it's just basic research before introducing the platform to them.
Yeah, kind of knowing it yourself. I like that you get your family involved. The kids,
Yeah.
try this out.
You're making them work.
Perfect. No, that's good. Like kids are just not afraid, most of them, to just get in there and try it.
Yeah. And you have to give them some explicit instructions sometimes, like, hey, how to use it. Like, you have to sit down, first introduce, just sit down with them. Let's go over it. Let's see what this page does. Let's see what we can do with this page. So it's just an explicit introduction, mostly on digital citizenship, like just make sure we're, like we're talking to each other with respect, like we're not sharing information we shouldn't be sharing, like things like that. Just respect to the internet.
That's good. That's important that we teach them that as well.
Yep. And, well, how do you stay updated with the latest educational technology and trends? Like, do you read all the emails that Debbie and I send you, or do you do your own research yourself to find out what are the new tools out there? Or how do you hear them? Is it word of mouth? How do you get up to date with any tech trends?
Well, I do read the messages. Like I see the message, okay, they're going to present on Magic School. Okay, let me see what is it that I can do, right? Or chatbots. But since I'm already using most of these platforms, I get the emails, right? I get the emails from, let's say, Nearpod. Hey, we're going to have a webinar. So just log in. It takes 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Working with peers, right? Asking them, hey, what are you doing for this? Or sometimes I share something and they share something back. So it's just a matter of looking for the platform that you're needing, right? Like with AI, I found Eduate first. Eduate helped me a lot, but then I found Magic School, and Magic School was like, oh wow, like this is a lot better, way easier, right? And it's just a matter of looking for what you need, right? It's just like I said, Google. It's Saint Google right now because you can answer, hey, can I don't know, I need a page that creates or translate pictures or something like that. Just put it in Google and it gives you a list of all the pages, right? Yeah, once you're there, you pick one and you start researching one of those, and whichever is best for you, that's the one you pick and start working with. That's how I try to stay up to date, right?
Great. So just doing research yourself, and which is great. Word of mouth, usually I feel like it's also a great way, like you say, talking to your colleagues. Thank you for sharing.
So what advice would you give to another educator or other educators that are looking to incorporate more technology into their teaching?
Just do it. Just it seems, especially like I said, for us, okay, we're older, it seems a little scary sometimes. But once you start using it, you realize that it makes it so much easier. It's a lot easier, especially AI. It's just keep going up, right? Like it started with you ask a question, it gives you an answer. Now it's like it creates images for you, it creates videos for you. Like it's just amazing, like once you start using it, all that fear goes away. And it just makes life a lot easier. Like if you're still pen and paper, that's great. But start incorporating more of the digital scene, right? Like at least project your screen and then work on the paper, right? Just use a blend of traditional and digital methods, right? That's what I like to do.
Just dive in and try it. I like that because, and it's not perfect the first time that you're trying technology probably, right?
No, it is a trial and error, right? Sometimes one page might not work for you, one web page or one platform might not work for you, so just switch to another one, right? But like I said, for me, Nearpod has been lifesaver, right? Because I've been using it since 2015, 2016, so 2016, 2017, and I had made it, and it just keeps getting better and better, you know?
Have you tried the new Genie, the new AI question generator in Nearpod?
Yeah, well, for my SGMs and stuff like that, I usually use Genie or something like that just to come up with questions, right? And then I pick the ones that okay, this is good.
Right.
So that's how I create some of my worksheets. That's how I create most of my worksheets, if it's not all of them, right?
Nice.
But yeah, that's it's like I said, word of mouth, like you said, like once someone tells you, "I mean, let me check it out, let's see what it is about."
Great. Now, have you been able to measure the impact that technology has on your student learning objectives, any SLOs or SGMs, like you were saying? Like, how has it impacted either positive or negatively?
It has, well, positive, of course. There's positive is you keep them engaged, right? With especially gaming right now. They might see it as gaming, but they're still learning, right? The negatives is, like I said, sometimes since they have their Chromebook open, most of the time they want to navigate to a different page, or they might want to be doing something else, and you can't have an eye on them 100%, right? That's when surveillance apps come in, right? Like I said, and I don't have it on me right now, but you can use one of the like Land School example, and you can see once they log in to your lesson, you can see all of their screens, right? And you can show them. You can have a separate screen and show them, look, I'm seeing what you're doing. So but that's how technology helps me, right? To keep an eye on them, just in case they want to deviate from there. But the positives, I get to introduce way more information to them, right? Like if I create a Google slide, I can just continue with my Google slides or my Nearpod lesson and keep adding videos, keep adding pictures, information, questions, boards for conversations. So it helps a lot with the education and the way that it makes it a lot easier to communicate with them or to introduce the information to them.
That's very nice. So let's go back to digital citizenship, because that is important that we teach that now in this technology age that we're using so much technology. Is there anything in particular that how do you teach your students about that digital citizenship and online safety?
Online safety is like always, do not share your information. We only have, well, some of my students, I had to add an extension where you have to block for Google, where you have to block some of the websites because the district, they can block so much, but they find a way to navigate outside the lesson,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I can either use a lockdown browser, but most of the time I let them know if you're going to be outside school and you're using your computer, make sure you don't share your information. Make sure you're not sharing your locations. Make sure you're being cordial when you're talking. If you're meeting and having a conversation with your friend, even if it's your friends, you have to be cordial, right? You have to be it's just citizenship, right? Like you have to be aware of the things that can happen, right? You have to be aware that someone might even take a picture of you with a funny face and then make a meme or something like that. That's what I tell them all the time. You have to be aware that by using the internet, you're putting yourself at risk as well, right? So they're really good at that, and they know. Like I said, I try to teach them where to find the information, which are the credible sources, which might not be a credible source. But most information we do in the classroom, we do it together, right? And I don't let them navigate too far from where we're researching. So I usually tell them, okay, go to this webpage and read this article, or things like that. Like I just try to keep them in control of the situation.
Yeah, so you're kind of modeling and guiding them right now at this early age. I like that.
Yes, yes.
Now, talking about you and like talking about the word of mouth or resources that you share, can you tell us any resources or PDs opportunities that that have helped you in your journey, like right now, to become a technology innovator? Like any trainings that you've been to, or any resources that you're like, yeah, this is what I need to use, and then they saw you using it, and they're like, yeah, now you've been selected to be the technology innovator for the month of October.
Of course, Java chat. Of course, like we've been like some of the teachers, they have introduced like AI for grading the SCRs and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like we just did it yesterday. Well, last week we sat down and like, hey, let's look at the video. There was an episode where I believe it was one of your ITs that showed us how to do it through Magic School. So we sat down, watched the video, and we went over the steps, and it just helped a lot, right? So to me, the best way is just researching, right? If I need something, like I said, I'll type it. Okay, I need a platform that helps me with this, and it gives you a platform right away. Like, and most of the time now it's AI, right? AI will pretty much do everything for you. You just have to accommodate or give it some parameters so it can give you like the right answer, or just copy and paste and then fix everything you got, right? But Nearpod will usually have webinars. I know there's we used to have Hunit in the district where you can go in. I believe now is, I don't remember the name of it, but you go in and take all those little courses that show you how to use Excel, how to use Word, how to use Google Slides. Those are the ones that I'm interested on, right? Because those are the ones that I use most as a teacher. But most of the time, if I see someone using a maybe like a platform, I'll ask, hey, what is that? Like, what is it? Like, what can you do with it? And then I'll just get the information and then start doing my own research. But most of the time it's like that, word of mouth or PDs. Like I said, in Java chat, when I start watching the videos, there's a lot of people that when you're using Kami, right? I wasn't using Kami. I started using Kami because I saw someone that is easy to grade, easy to just share with Google. So it is a good way to get that information, right? To pick up those platforms from other people.
And I think that's part of our profession is we do need to take that time to watch some of those videos and do some of that training on our own. And I know that's hard for teachers because they don't always have a lot of extra time. But that is an important part of our learning.
Yeah. I mean, it's sometimes it's as simple as just going to YouTube, right? Now you need to do something, go to YouTube, someone will show you how to do it. You know, it's like very, very simple. And you'll learn watching other people doing it.
It has it all.
Yes.
So are there any future technologies or trends that are exciting to you that you want to see how it's going to shape education in the coming years?
When it comes to technology, I've been saying a lot about AI. Artificial intelligence, it's been a lifesaver, right? And it looks like it just keeps going on and on. I hope this doesn't go too far, but as long as it can help us, it should be fine. But I'm very excited about artificial intelligence, right? Because like so far, it's been making life so much easier. The new platforms that they're coming out, also they like Canva, like all those creative design applications. Now you can make songs for the students, like it's just like it's just amazing. AI it's amazing, and it just keeps gonna get better. It just keeps getting better.
Yeah, and pretty much every platform that you mentioned today almost is incorporating AI now. So I do see that as the future. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I remember watching cartoons like the Power Rangers when you had Sorted and then the watch, and then you had this face talking to you on the screen. I'm like, oh, that's what we're doing now. Like we're
here.
It is now. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. I guess we really appreciate you being here today. Is there anything else that you want to share, before we say goodbye? And
No, just thank you guys for inviting me. For the teachers, start using your technology. It makes it a lot easier in the classroom. And I think that's it. I mean, you guys are doing a great job, like doing all the sharing the resources and helping us with the AI, with Magic School and all that. Like, that's great. Like, that's something that it's there for us to use. Might as well just start using it, right?
Great. Thank you for the kind words.
Yes, and thank you for joining us, and congratulations on being our Innovator of the Month for October. We're excited that you could join us today, and we hope you go off and have a great rest of the school day.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm going to stop the recording and enjoy your last, what is it, Wednesday?